You can all banish from your minds any thoughts of me becoming a bishop. And just a couple words on the priesthood. The gospel is great because it is very much what Christ made me for, to go and to bring his children back to life and to give them back to him. And there's two big points with that. The priest can be, you look at the Eucharist and you look at the cross, and the Eucharist is the very joyful part where you get to give Christ to others. You give Christ to others in the Word. You give Christ to others in his very body and blood. And it is thanksgiving. It is a lot of joy. It is one of my favorite parts, along with hearing confession. And no one has a huge problem with it because there's so much joy, there's so much goodness in it. And then there's the cross, which is the part where it hurts. And that's the other part of being a priest, where Christ wants you to join him on the cross, to be spat upon, to be stripped of everything, to suffer and to die for love of him, for love of sinners, for love of the people who are doing that to you. And a lot of people have a really hard time with this. There's something scandalous about priests who are concerned about their own comfort, because we know that's not what Jesus called them to. Or we see, sometimes you can see, a priest gets punished unjustly, like Padre Pio. He gets shut down by the very church herself. And yet, that is what Christ calls us to. And part of having this priestly vocation is, for some reason, we're attracted to the cross. We're attracted to Christ crucified. And we want to be with him. We feel him calling us not just to follow him in the crowd, but to follow him to Calvary. And to take courage and to embrace the cross so that we can be with him and he can extend his salvation through us. And that is part of the mystery of the priesthood, but it's part of the call, and there's something in our hearts that Jesus tugs at us through that. And I would just invite you to let him tug at you through the cross and to discover the beauty in it and to grow in that desire to be with him, so that, God willing, when he, through a bishop, lays hands on you, then you will not be afraid of it and you will embrace it and thus bear much fruit. And so pray for me that I can do that. And especially you novices, because, I'm teaching you, so you have all the more reason to pray for me.